Hey, what's up, friends? You want to know the best, fastest, easiest way to sell a ton of deals and make the most money as possible? It's by having a huge buyer's list. Having a buyer's list that is willing and ready and able to buy your deals, whether it's houses or land, is critical, super important, critical to your success. So if you want to do a lot of deals, if you want to make more money wholesaling or selling your deals, you need to make sure you have a good buyer's list. And it's always important to always be building your buyer's list. It's not enough to build it one time 5 years ago. It's not enough to just kind of build it every year. You need to constantly be building your buyer's list. This is what separates the beginning wholesalers that are just doing a few deals here and there to the more experienced professional wholesalers and investors who are doing a lot of deals, making a lot of money. It's all dependent on your buyers, because sometimes buyers at first, at the beginning, they're excited, they're buying every deal you bring to them, but then, they kind of get too many properties, they run out of money, or they just think what before was a good deal now is not anymore. You always need to be marketing for buyers, always. Every time in our business that I've done this for years and years and years, when I see a dip in revenue, it's either one of two problems. Either we're slowing down our marketing, not getting enough leads from sellers coming in, or our buyers, we've not marketed for new, fresh buyers recently. Our buyers get more picky, get less interested in some of the deals they would have been interested in before. So you always need to be marketing for new buyers. And I'm going to teach you how to do that on this video. I'm going to show you some free ways and some paid ways. Really, they're cheap ways, but I got a lot to cover here. Let's just jump right in. By the way, real quick, if you are interested in getting more information, I got a free resource here for you, simplelandkit.com. If you go there, I'm going to give you a bunch of free resources to flip vacant land. I'm going to give you a land watch hack to find the best markets. I'm going to show you, related to what we're talking about today in this video, what to say to the buyers and the realtors when you start talking to them. I'm going to give you my direct mail swipe file, which even has some direct mail in there for finding buyers, which you're going to love. The scripts that I use to talk to sellers, the software and the calculators I use to evaluate my deals and make offers to sellers, and a bunch of other cool things that I forgot right now, but it's all yours completely free at simplelandkit.com. So check that out. Also, if you guys have any, you're watching this now on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, if you've got questions, how did you do this? Can you explain this a little bit more? Please leave a comment down below. Give me some feedback. Tell me if you like these videos or not, and what else I could do to make it easier and better for you, so you kind of understand a little bit more better what I'm talking about. All right, so go to simplelandkit.com, and when you're on there, you're going to get some really cool free resources, and you're going to get an invitation to watch a webinar that I did teaching the land strategy from A to Z, beginning to end, on how to do deals. It's amazing, and I'm going to teach you everything that you need to know, pretty much, for the most part. You're going to be dangerous, but you need to watch my webinar, so go to simplelandkit.com. After you get that free thing, you're going to get an invitation to watch a free webinar that I did. So watch that. Cool? All right, so I got some slides here. I'm trying to be more professional with my videos. So I'm going to show you how to build a huge buyer's list, cash buyer's list for free, online, fast. Now, I have two slides here. The first slide is going to be free ways, and the second slides are going to be paid ways. All right. So my number one favorite way to find buyers are realtors. And I like to look at recent solds. And so if we just go into a market, let's just say St. Louis County, Missouri, where I live. And let's say I get a property in the Brentwood area. Brentwood is a good market. Maplewood, this area right here. And let's say I get a wholesale deal, or I get a fix and flip. Maybe it's a rental property. Maybe it's a property that would be better for somebody who wants to rehab it. I'm always going to go in and look in the last 3 months, what are some properties that have sold recently, houses. Some houses that have sold recently that have maybe gone through a recent rehab. Okay? And if you just start going through these, sometimes you see, now that doesn't look like a new recent rehab, does it? No. Let's look at this property here. That looks pretty good. You're looking for properties that have been staged. This one looks like it was a recent rehab that's been staged. The kitchen is clear. The kitchen is new. Do you see this? I'm going to open it up here so you can see it a little better. This looks like it probably was an older house. They came in, did a lot of nice rehab. The floors look new. Furniture looks staged, doesn't it? Maybe. We'll see here. I don't know. But what I'm looking for is when you can sometimes tell when you get into the the bedrooms and the closets. Are there clothes in the closet? Is the closet empty? Is there somebody living in there? So maybe there is somebody living in here. I would look into county records maybe and see when was this house last purchased. But this could be a potential property that was recently rehabbed, right? Let's scroll down and look at some more here. This looks like maybe a recent rehab as well. Why are we looking for recent rehabs? Because there was an investor who bought this house, fixed it up, sold it. Yes, this definitely looks like a recent rehab to me. See, some of the rooms are empty. Basement's empty. Okay, this is great. Now, do you think the investor who bought this property might be looking for another property to rehab after it's been sold? Let's take a look at this. Sometimes if you go right here into sale and tax history in Redfin, you can see sometimes the history of when it was last purchased, when it was sold. And this one may or may not have been purchased by an investor, but you can see it was listed just a couple months ago here for $229. Sometimes you'll see, maybe it was purchased for $150 and then later relisted for $230 or something like that. But what I'm going to do here is scroll to the listing agent. It's listed by a realtor, Rick. No, sorry. This is the listing agent right here, Rick Weiss, and here is the buyer's agent, Amy Golfstein. So I'm more interested in who is the listing agent, and I'm going to call them and ask them, hey, that property you just sold on White Avenue, it looks like it was a recent rehab. Was it a rehab? Did an investor buy it? Is your investor that you were working for, are they looking for more deals like this? And so I'm looking at sold right now. You can do the same with actives. In this neighborhood, you can go in and look for the properties that might have been recently rehabbed. And you can this one maybe, you look at the pictures. If you look at the basement, this definitely looks like a property that might have been rehabbed. Look at this. Yeah, okay. So an investor bought this thing, probably, fixed it up, made it look nice, and selling it. So let's look at, on this property, this is an active listing again. Let's go here to sales and tax history. Well, maybe. Okay, look at it was sold back in 2018. Now it's listed in 2023. I don't know. You can always go into county records, and in St. Louis County, it's free. And you can look to see, okay, who is in the history, who bought this property recently? Was it an investor who bought it or whatnot? And then you just find the agent, Luis, right there. Worth Clark Realty, call him up. Hey, I see this beautiful house, looks really nice. I'm just curious, was it an investor? Is this a recent rehab? Is the investor who bought this property looking for another one like it? Let's go to another example here. This looks like an older home. Let's look at, I'm looking for little signs. The kitchen looks pretty bare and clean. That's good. We can go into the bedrooms. Does that look staged? Yeah, there's no pictures on the wall and stuff like that. Here's some bedrooms that are empty. That's a good sign. Now, this might have been somebody that was living in it. They've already moved out. Might have been a death in the family. The family came in and rehabbed it. But the point is, this deck is new. Somebody did some work to this house and made it look really, really nice. Maybe it was a rehabber. Let's go in and look and call the listing agent, Krista, and ask her, is your client looking for more deals? And if we go to sale and tax history, sometimes you can see the history of when it was last sold or purchased. And in some of these too, I'm going to explain this kind of on the next slide. If I were to copy this, okay, and go, let's say we just go into propstreamjoe.com. Close your eyes. There's my username and password. Let's just go into propstreamjoe.com and put that property in there. What do we see in the history of that property? All right, well, maybe this is not a rehabber because this was last purchased 4 years ago. Sometimes you can go in and if you can see the owner is maybe an LLC or something like that. And the owner's mailing address is the same as the property address. So yeah, this isn't a rehabber. But here's the thing, you still call these agents and ask them. Let's look at, I'm going to look for, let's look for one more. This might be a good one here. Older house, but let's look at the inside. Recent rehab. Maybe new kitchen, new floors, new paint. They did some work in the basement. All right. And the house is empty. So let's go to sale and tax history here. There's no recent solds, but we can just do the same thing I just did here. Copy the address, put it in Propstream. All right, so this owner has owned it for over 11 years. All right, so I'll have to do a little more digging, but the point is when you call these realtors, you can ask them, do you know any investors who are doing rehabs in the area that might be looking for another property they can rehab? These are just gorgeous homes, aren't they? Somebody put a lot of work into this house. And these are just free ways. I'm showing you Propstream, which I just showed you is $97 a month. So these are free ways. You're going to have to do a little bit more digging when I show you in a minute how you can do the same type of thing in something like Propstream or Freedomsoft or Prowire. It's really easy to find these things without kind of doing this legwork that I'm doing right now. This looks like a rehab, definitely that an investor did. All right, so if I go to this address, let's just go to sales and tax history. Here we go. Okay, this is what I was looking for. You can see it's sold recently, October 2022, and I'm doing this video now in August of 23. So it's sold. I don't know what the price was that it sold, but it was listed in 22 for $225,000. An investor bought it about a month or two later for who knows what. And then guess what? Fast forward 6-8 months, they've listed it for a higher price. This, I can pretty much guarantee, was a rehabber. Okay, now this is currently listed with, for sale, it's listed with Nika Ponder from Main Key Realty. All right, so I'm going to call Nika, compliment this beautiful listing that she's got. Looks like a great property. I have another house similar in the area, and your clients that you're listing this for, I'm just wondering, are they looking for another property to rehab like this one? And you can also know, all right, this is a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, 1,700 square feet. And these investors, if you go into county records, sometimes you can see what they paid for the property, and you know what they're willing to pay for a similar property, right? They're probably willing to pay somewhere between $200,000 and $225,000. So you kind of know where you need to be. And if we go into this property, let's just go look right now, 1079 Key West Avenue. And I go into Propstream, and I put that address here. And again, I can go into public records and do this kind of searching for free. Boom, here you go. Hubert Garner Group LLC out of Campbell, California. Oh, I love me some out-of-state investors, because these are sometimes some of the best buyers. And they've owned it for 10 months. This investor out in California bought this property, fixed it up really nice. Do you think maybe they're looking for some more? If you go here to linked properties, you can see they own 8 other properties. So that's really cool, right? So that's a good free way to find recent buyers. Contact realtors and look for properties that have been recently rehabbed. Another thing that I love to do is contacting landlords and or property managers. So if I go to Zillow, so I'm here in St. Louis County, I'm in the Brentwood area again. I'm going to zoom in. I've got a property here in this area and I'm looking for buyers. There's Brentwood right there, okay? One of the things I like to do is look at properties that are listed for rent. And I know it's a house that I've got. I'm going to remove the boundary here. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Let's say my property is right here in the center of this map. Well, do you think it might be a good idea? In fact, let me make my screen a little bigger, shall we? Now, do you think if there is a landlord who owns a rental property here in this area, they might be maybe looking for another one that they can rent out, maybe fix up, maybe rent it out? So you just go into these, you click here, and guess what you have? Many times you have a phone number of the landlord and or the property manager. So Sufi, right here, this phone number, call them up and say, hey, my name is Billy Bob, and I see you own a rental property here on Folk Avenue. I've got another similar property in the area. You're not looking for more rental properties, are you? That's it. You know, are you looking to buy more deals? What are you looking for? Can I tell you about my property or whatnot? All right, you just call these landlords. Some of these are going to be property management companies. If I scroll down, I can tell this is a property management company because they have like a logo thing on the photo. Scroll down, and you may not, here's a phone number, PMI STL Metro. That is a property management company, and there's a phone number. Call them up. Say, hey, my name is Joe. I love property managers, by the way. I got a great property in the area similar to the one you own or that you manage on Lindbergh Drive in St. Louis there. And listen, I don't have an agent representing me right now. I'm looking for a buyer. Do you have any clients who are looking for more rental properties that might be interested in a property that I have here? Yeah, by the way, property managers are also realtors. They're licensed agents, right? And you can tell them you can represent me and get both sides of the commissions if you bring me a buyer, and I pay real generous commissions. And in fact, Mr. Realtor, property manager, if you bring me a buyer who can close in 30 days on this deal, I'll pay you $1,000 bonus in addition. So you might be thinking, well, Joe, what about how does the paperwork work? And I don't own the property yet. And how am I going to get how do I work with realtors? Listen, you just have to build in to your price and to your offer the commissions that you would pay that agent. Let the agent, the realtor, worry about how the paperwork works and how that all, you just tell them, I got this deal here. I want to sell it for this and I'll pay you. You can represent me. Just go ahead and take the 6% commissions. I don't care. You figure it out. If that realtor's got a buyer, if that property manager is a buyer, they have clients. The other thing you can ask realtors when you're talking to them, this is huge. You can ask them something like, hey, do you have other clients that are looking for other properties? What are they looking for? Where do they buy? Where's a good spot where you have clients that are looking for deals? Because property managers always have other clients that are looking for more deals, right? But guess what else? What if you ask that property manager, listen, well, do you have any clients that have a property they don't want anymore that they want to get rid of? I'm always looking to buy deals. And if you can bring me a deal, I'll let you you can represent me, get both of the commissions, and I'll keep you as a property manager if you can bring me deals. So I'm always trying, when I'm talking to realtors, I'm always trying to talk to them and what's in it for them. How can they win by bringing me deals? They can win bringing me deals and clients who are looking for deals, buyers, they can bring me deals, sellers that are looking to sell their deals, because I'm going to pay that agent generous commissions for bringing me deals. They're probably not going to have somebody right then and there when I'm on the phone with them, right? But now I'm going to talk about this later. I'm going to keep their name, get their phone number, get their email address, and I'm going to keep on reaching out to them once or twice a month. Hey, how's it going? I'm getting ahead of myself here, but this is so good, isn't it? I'm going to keep on reaching out to them. Hey, how you doing? You don't remember me. My name is Joe. I'm looking for deals. Do you have anything? And I'm getting ahead of myself. But when you start building a list of these property managers and these realtors and these other investors and landlords and all that and say, hey, listen, I'm looking for deals. If you've got anything, send them to me. I don't have an agent representing me. I pay generous commissions if you bring me deals. This is how you make money. It's called the flap your lips method. It's talking to people. It's talking to landlords and property managers and saying, hey, would your client, this is a great property. You did a good job rehabbing it. I'm sure you're getting tons of calls on this rental. Is your client looking for more rentals like this? Do you have any other clients who are looking for more properties like this? All right, so here, just in this short little thing I just showed you in Redfin and in Zillow, calling realtors, calling landlords and property managers, call them up. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. You can find that information very easily. All right, the other thing I like are local real estate clubs. RIA stands for Real Estate Investment Association groups, okay? Just Google local RIAs, Google, Meetup, go to meetup.com and do a search for real estate investing and you'll find groups. Go to their meetings. Now, it used to be, back in the day, they had a lot of meetings and it was easy to go to. Now, a lot of them are virtual. A lot of them that used to be big aren't big anymore. But I had a student who built a huge buyers list one time by just putting out flyers. Like when everybody was in the meeting, he'd go out to the parking lot and put out flyers on everybody's car windshield underneath the wipers and would say, hey, do you want to join my buyers list? And he had a simple website people could go to, give them their name and email and phone number, and they would get onto his buyers list. But here's where you network, you give business cards, super simple, very, very easy. Sometimes a lot of meetups in these groups have times where you can stand up and say, hey, I have a deal I'm trying to sell, or I'm looking for a deal. So just stand up and say, hey, listen, hey guys, I'm new, be honest. I'm new to this business, but I'm a hustler and I'm hungry. I'm always looking for deals. I'm looking for buyers. If I can add you on my buyers list, please see me after the meeting. Give me your name and number and tell me what you're looking for, and I'm going to go find it. There's a lot of people in these meetups that are looking for good deals. I always say too, it's not competition, it's collaboration. So you got to get out of your head that you're competing against all these other people. You need to be thinking more along the lines of collaboration. There's no such thing as competition. All right, local auctions. Now, I've never done this, but I know people who have, who swear by it. It's a really, really great way to go find other active cash buyer investors. Because when you go to an auction and you're buying properties at auction, you need to have the cash. And so those are some of the best buyers. It's a great place to go. And you're not necessarily maybe going to find the actual buyers themselves, but you're going to find the people that work for the buyers. So just network, bring your business cards and find out how it goes and what happens. Talk to some people. It is a good old boys club, so just be aware of that. Okay, Facebook groups, bigger pockets. This is huge. You know, there's tons and tons of Facebook groups. I've been kicked out of a lot of them. But if you just look real estate investing, I'm just going to do a search for real estate investing, if I can spell it. And I go look at groups right here. And you're going to find a lot of different groups that are about real estate investing. Here's one for St. Louis real estate investing with 35,000 members. You want to look for the active ones, okay? You could do real estate investing your city, and you'll find some really good groups that you can connect with. Look for ones that have a lot of recent activity, all right? And it doesn't have to be the really big ones. Sometimes you can also do other searches for like wholesaling, St. Louis. I can't do this right. Wholesaling deals, St. Louis, for example, and you can find groups. St. Louis Wholesale Deals has 2,800 members in it, 6 posts a week. St. Louis Real Estate Wholesale Deals. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these groups, some of them are active and dead. Some of them are really good. Join those groups because you're going to find people that have deals that they're selling. Another thing I'll say is you can always look up buy, sell, trade, St. Louis. There's like garage sales style groups that have a lot of members. This one, St. Louis Buy Sell Trade, 71,000 members. St. Louis County Marketplace, 93,000 members. And what you're doing here is you're looking for these groups, and you should join them all. And there's new ones that come up all the time. And they will, sometimes you'll see other wholesalers advertising properties in here. So find out who those guys are. And this is another thing I'm going to be talking about in a second here of how you can network with other people. So get involved into Facebook groups. Go to Bigger Pockets. Bigger Pockets is a great resource. And let me see if I can log into my account. Close your eyes. Okay, so I'm having problems getting into Bigger Pockets right now. I haven't logged in a while. I'm embarrassed to admit. So I had to reset my password. I'm not getting the email. But anyway, Bigger Pockets is a great resource to go and find other active investors who are doing deals in your market. So you can go to the forums and the discussion boards and groups and just do a search for St. Louis or Memphis or whatever. And you'll find other people that have had discussions about Memphis, other companies that are doing deals and business in Memphis, etc. All right, now social media is another great place to find active buyers. And I'm telling you, this is way underlooked and people kind of have forgotten about Twitter and LinkedIn. Now, I don't want to make too many stereotypes, but it seems like a lot of the younger generation are on Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, and all of those, right? But a lot of the more professional buyers with cash or looking for deals now, they're not on those sites. A lot of them are on Twitter and LinkedIn. And I know so many people that blow you away, especially realtors, who are doing a lot of deals, selling deals to investor buyers just by being active on Twitter or X and LinkedIn. So it's really good. I'm not an expert on either of those, but talk about the deals that you have. You know, and I've talked to realtors. They just go to the MLS and look for deals that are in good, like they'll look for properties that, if I'm here in St. Louis County, for example, right? And I'm in this area, and you can do one of these filters that say, show me properties that, let me move some things here. Show me some properties that are fixer-uppers. And here are some properties that might need some updating and some work, right? This one kind of does. Pictures taken from a real bad iPhone or something. And so you can go look at this property, get some information on it as a realtor, and maybe take some pictures, do a video walkthrough, and talk about the deal inside of Twitter or LinkedIn and say, hey, if anybody's interested in this potential deal, it might take 20 to 30 grand to fix it up. It can rent for between $900 and $1,200 a month. And if you're looking for somebody to help you with this deal, let me know. So you can talk about deals like this that you can find actually for sale. I mean, you can look up new listings as soon as a new listing comes up. Talk about the property, do a video walkthrough, put some information about it. There was a tool that I use a lot in the past. It's called Deal Check. So if you go to joemccall.com/deal check, this is a great tool that can analyze deals for you and give you reports on potential profit on deals that you either rehab, to fix and flip, or to buy and hold and rent out. And it's a great resource. It's only a few bucks. It starts at $0, $10 a month, etc. But you can create these beautiful reports and then it'll give you a link, and you can post a deal that you just found on Redfin. You can send it out there with this kind of a prospectus that you can get from Deal Check, and you're going to find buyers that will contact you, say, hey, yeah, that's interesting. Tell me more about it. Social media is great. I know guys, again, like I said before, that make a full-time income just selling deals to buyers on Twitter and LinkedIn. You just become active on there, okay? Another one, this is really, really huge. Find someone else who already has buyers, who is already doing deals, and partner with them for your deals. Again, so go to the Facebook groups, go to the Bigger Pockets, find other people that are already advertising properties. Go to Craigslist and look for properties that investors are selling and advertising, and call them up. Call up the wholesaler and say, hey, listen, I'm new to the business. I think I have a good deal. Would you be interested in maybe partnering with me on it? We'll split the profits 50-50. So find somebody else who's already wholesaling deals. Again, the Facebook Marketplace is a great place to go and say, I'm doing deals here. I got a potential deal here. You already have a title company. You already have the hard money lenders. You already know the good areas and the bad areas. If I bring you a good deal, would you partner with me on it? I've done a lot of these kinds of deals. I just find somebody who's already doing deals, bring it to them, partner with them. Okay, now, as you're doing all of this, these are all the free kind of ways, right? We're talking to realtors. We're talking to landlords and property managers. We're going to local real estate clubs and meetups. We're going to auctions. We're going to Facebook groups and Bigger Pockets. We're posting things on Twitter and social media. These are all free, right? We're finding other wholesalers. Build your list. Every time you talk to somebody, ask them, hey, can I send you my contact information? Get a pen and paper. This is old school, isn't it? This stuff still works. You don't need to recharge these things. And write down their names and their emails and their phone numbers and ask them, hey, can I send you my contact information? So if you find a deal later on, you can send it to me. Write down their information, and then every 3 weeks, call them, text them, email them, and ask them 2 questions. I know, again, I'm telling you, this is like amazing. One of the easiest ways to do deals. Call everybody, text, email everybody on your list once every couple weeks, once a month. Ask them 2 questions. Number 1, I'm looking for deals. Do you have any deals? Number 2, are you looking to buy any deals? Are you a buyer? Number 2, number 1, are you a seller? Ask them. You probably don't remember me. My name is Joe. We talked a little while ago. I'm just following up. Do you have any deals? I'm looking for a deal to buy. No? Okay. Are you looking for any deals to buy? Do you know anybody who's looking for deals to buy? I guarantee you, as you start doing this within a few months, and you make these calls and these text messages and these emails, you're going to get people bringing you deals. You're going to get somebody that says, I'm looking for deals. Then you're going to find somebody that's got a house to sell, somebody that's got a house they want to buy, and you can put them together and wholesale those deals, okay? Super important. It's called, again, the flap your lips method. Start talking to people. Tell them who you are, what you're doing, and you're looking for deals. Tell them to send you what they've got. Super important. All right, so next slide, real quick. Here are some simple paid ways. Now, I say paid, tongue-in-cheek. Some of these are free. Some of them are just $97 a month. Some of them are, 60 cents a letter. But some of my favorite tools. Number 1 is Prowire. And if you go to joemccall.com/Propwire, joemccall.com/Propwire, it's free to get this. This is a tool that Jerry Norton built. He's improving it every day. It's really amazing. Sign up for a free trial. Well, it's free actually, period. What you pay for is the skip tracing. Oh, you're not seeing my screen, are you? There you go. joemccall.com/Propwire. It takes you here. Sign up for a free account. And I'm just going to log in. There we go. And I'm going to go to St. Louis County. St. Louis/MO County. There's 399,000 property records, okay? But I'm looking for a certain type of record, right? I'm looking for, it could be absentee owners, cash buyers. Oh, that's good. That's an option there. A lot of different kind of preset lead types in here. Or you could go the other way. You could say, all right, show me single family homes. And you could go here to more. And you could say, all right, show me owner filters. Owner occupied, no. That means they're an absentee owner. You could say here out of state, yes. So these are absentee owners who don't live in the state. Individual business, it doesn't matter. You could say cash buyer, yes or no. Here's the thing with cash buyers. Sometimes the best buyers, they're using hard money. They're using private money. They're borrowing money to buy these deals. So it doesn't matter if they're cash or they're using somebody else's money. They're just an absentee owner. They're an investor who's looking to buy deals. Okay, so I'm looking for now owner-occupieds, no. Absentee owner, out-of-state. Sometimes, again, like I said before, out-of-state buyers are the best. They don't have to be out-of-state, though. It could be any. Cash buyer, I just leave that as any. I'm going to scroll down here, financial filters. I want to do last sale date. I'm just going to go back 3 months to May 29 to today. So in the last 3 months, who are the owner-occupied, the absentee owners? Doesn't matter where they live. Doesn't matter if they paid cash or not. Doesn't matter if they're an LLC or a business or individual or trust, or it doesn't matter. Okay, but they're absentee owners. Click Save and Close. And in this county, I have 38 results right there. Now, let me say this. Sometimes when I go into different places to find buyers, I might do the same search in Propstream and I'll get more. I might do the same search in ListSource or Freedomsoft and get more or less. So everyone's going to be different. But if I added in multifamilies, here I have some buyers. You could also do, let's just reset all these filters. And I say lead types. I could go right here to cash buyers. Now I have 47,000 cash buyers. Now that could have been a cash buyer who bought 5-10 years ago. I don't know. But you can just play with Prowire. Now let's say you're in a St. Louis County. It's too big. All right, I'm going to reset all my filters here. And I'm going to do a new search for the city Brentwood. I'm going to zoom out a little bit because I want to draw in an area where my property is at. Let's get a big enough area. So again, I'm looking for Brentwood's there kind of in the center. I'm looking for buyers who have bought, absentee owners, investors who have bought property in this area recently. Okay. I'm going to click draw. And I'm just going to draw a big rectangle. All right. Let's say my property's in the center of that area. And I'm going to go here to property types. I'm going to just say single families. And I'm going to go to more. And I'm going to go to owner filters. I'm going to say owner occupied. No. I don't care if they're in-state or out-of-state absentee owner. And then I'm going to go down here to financial filters. And I'm going to say they bought a property at least 6 months ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They bought something since February 1. Click Save and Close. All right, so here are 32 absentee owner investor buyers that have bought something in this square rectangle in the last 6 months. And if you wanted to, you could drill it down even more, and you could say financial filters, actually here in owner filters, you could say, all right, show me investors that own at least 5 other properties. So you click 5, you click Save and Close. And here's 13 properties that have been sold, purchased in the last 6 months in this area that have been purchased by somebody who owns at least 5 other properties. So if I click on one of them, you can see who, get some information on the owner here. And you can see it's purchased by this trust. You can skip trace them if you want. You can see they own 57 properties here. You can see the other, they own a lot of vacant land. I like that. That's interesting, right? So that's a good buyer. Here's another buyer who bought vacant lot or a house, not sure, owner. Okay, they live out of Indiana. They own 5 other properties. So these are people that you can send a letter to. You can call them, ask them, hey, are you looking for more deals? And this is again in Prowire. And with Prowire, you can open up any one of these, again, like I said, and go to owner, and you can skip trace them and get their information and call them, email them, send them a letter. I prefer sending them letters. And I have a real simple letter when I'm sending something to these recent buyers. I do it handwritten with a red Sharpie pen. And I say, hey, my name is Joe, and I have a property. This is so important. Listen to this. I get this pad of paper. I say, my name is Joe. I own a property at 123 Main Street, close to the one that you own at 123 Smith Street. I need this thing sold today. I've had it. I've been trying to sell it for a while. I'm paraphrasing this letter. But I can't wait any longer. Call me. I need to sell this thing now. Underline it, okay? Call me, name, phone number. And that phone number better be your cell phone number, because when they call, you want to call them back right away. So again, these are buyers who bought something recently. They're investors. They already own a bunch of properties. So maybe they might be looking for another one. I'm going to take that letter. I'm going to crumple it up. You guys think I'm crazy. You're going to crumple it up like this. This works so good. I'm going to open it back up. I'm going to fold it in fourths like this. I'm going to stick it in an invitation envelope. I'm going to hand address the address in the same unprofessional Sharpie pen. Put 2 stamps on it, maybe a 1-cent stamp and a regular stamp. And I'm going to send it to these investor buyers. And they're going to get this envelope. It's going to feel thick. What's in this? They're going to look at it. They're going to see a crumpled up paper. What is this? They're going to read it and say, please buy my property. Help. I'm urgent. I'm desperate. You've heard of motivated sellers. Well, now you're pretending to be a motivated buyer. I'm telling you, this letter works so well. If you get anything out of this really long video, it's way too long. Get this. Find out who the recent buyers are on sites like Prowire, and I'll show you in a second how to do it on Propstream. And it doesn't have to be recent buyers. You could say, in this area, show me all the absentee owners who own properties here. And you can send them these letters. And they're going to call you. I've done this before. I've gotten great feedback from this. I've had buyers call me and say, hey, listen, I know what you're doing. I know you're a wholesaler, but I love that letter. Thanks for sending it to me. I'm going to steal it and use it for my own deals. Okay, so it's great. This works really, really well. You could even want it, if you wanted to, you could write on this right here and say, hey, don't throw me away. Don't throw me away again or something like that, right? Just make it funny, different, make it stand out. This works. You will get a lot of phone calls. That's Propwire, free. Check it out, play with it. What does cost money is when you do skip tracing, okay? Another tool that I like to use a lot is PropstreamJoe.com. PropstreamJoe.com, you get a 7-day trial when you go there, but it is $97 a month. But they do let you download up to 10,000 records at a time. And I think you'll find that the research results are some of the best out there. If I go to Brentwood, Missouri, for example, here I am. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Let's switch to map. And let's say my property is kind of in this area. I could do the same thing. I could draw, click there. Why doesn't this work? Here we go. All right, I got my area selected. Then I click search. So my property is right there in the middle of this. Now I can go here to filter. And I can say owner occupieds, no. Property characteristics, you could say only show me single family owners. So right here, just as it is, in that little square, there's 795 properties that are owned by investors. These are absentee owners, right? So I could even go further and I could say, all right, well, show me only owners that own at least 10 other properties. Boom, now there's 174 different properties that are owned by people that own at least 10 other properties. You could go even further if you wanted to. Again, this is premium. You pay for this $97 a month, but I have found that the results it brings back are many times a little better than what I see in Propwire. And no disrespect to my good friend Jerry Norton, they're still building it and working out the bugs. All right, so from here again, you could say ownership info. You could say that I only want buyers that have bought in the last 6 months, or let's just say since January 1. You can see here I'm looking for absentee owners or owner occupieds. No. Single families, they bought a property since January and they own 10 or more. And here are 7 in this area. And so I can click on any one of these and you can see who owns these properties. This is Kingbridge Homes in St. Louis. And you can see what they purchased this property for here. You can get the details from the realtor on the listing. This is one of the really cool things about Propwire, what it does. You can see their linked properties, all the other properties that they own here. And from here, you can send them a letter. You can skip trace them. You can call them. And these are great buyers because you can see that they're actively buying properties as well. All right, so you can do the same thing on Freedomsoft. Let me show you real quick here. I'm going to go into, first of all, I'm going to go into Zip Finder. This is really cool. You can choose an MSA. I'm going to choose the St. Louis MSA. Let's do last 90 days. And one of this is called a Zip Finder. And what this is doing here is it's going to show me the top zip codes where most of the investor activity is happening in the St. Louis MSA area. And I don't know what MSA stands for, Metropolitan Statistical Area or something like that. But it's going to give me here in a minute the top zip codes where there's the most investor absentee owner activity. Okay, so I just did this. Took a few minutes, but if you zoom in, you can see the most popular zip codes where there's the most cash buyer activity. And 63776 is a popular zip code, 63116. And the cool thing about Freedomsoft is I could say, all right, pick these 2 zip codes, and I click right here, find buyers. And I can look for active buyers. And it's going to bring me a list of all of the active buyers in those 2 zip codes down here and up there. And there's 594 of them. And I could select all pages. I can add them to a list. And just with a few clicks, I can skip trace them. I can call them, and I can click another couple buttons. I can send them a letter and a postcard, all inside of Freedomsoft. It happens really fast. It's amazing. And sometimes you can click in here and get more information on this property. If you add them to a list, there's also other filters that you can do where you can say, show me all of them that have purchased more than one property in the last 3 months. And very easily you can go in and see who these companies are, how many other properties they have, and get all the information, and then skip trace them and call them right from inside of Freedomsoft. There are other ways too. You can go in and find cash buyers, whatever zip code or county that you're in. Again, add them to a list, send them some direct mail, skip trace them, and all that good stuff. So Freedomsoft is really powerful. I talked about that urgent buyer letter using direct mail. Again, it's a little bit of work, but just send 5 or 10 of them a day. Handwrite some letter pretending you're a desperate, motivated buyer, crumple it up and send it to them, skip trace them and call them. And that's all I got. So listen, appreciate that. You hanging around with me, some of the technical errors and things that I had, but I know you're going to get a lot out of this. The key to this all that I hope you take away from it is always be building your buyer's list. Always be building your buyer's list. You need to continuously refresh that list, build it up, because sometimes some buyer that's hot to go, ready, they want to buy as much as you got. 3 weeks later, 3 months later, 6 months later, they'll be like, I'm out, I'm done. I've bought enough property, don't have any more money, or the 3 properties that I bought are now a huge pain in my side. I don't want any more deals. So you always need to be looking for buyers. One of the things that I've done before, this is the little ninja trick. I would go find other markets where I knew there was a lot of out-of-state investor activity. For example, Memphis, Indianapolis, Cleveland, Ohio, whatever. And you can go into those counties and you can say, all right, show me who are all the recent buyers that have bought properties in that county from outside of that state. And so there's ways, you know what, should I just show you right now? You can do this in ListSource really easily. ListSource is free. I'm going to show you how to do this in ListSource and in Propstream, okay? We go here to absentee owners. And I think, what is Memphis? Shelby County, right? I'm going to go here to county. I'm going to go to Tennessee. I don't know if you can see this drop down, but there he is, Tennessee. And I'm going to pick Shelby County, add it in. All right, so there's 66,000 absentee owners in Shelby County. I'm going to click on next right here. And I want all the investors who own 1 to 4 units. That's single family to triplex and all of that. And then I want to go here to last market sale date, last 6 months. So now there's 1,297, but there's a few more things to do here. I'm going to scroll down and do next. And now I want to do their absentee owned, and boom, I'm going to say right here, I'm going to uncheck include in-state owners, and I only want properties with out-of-state owners. And then I'm going to say here, corporate owned, no preference. I don't care if they're an LLC or not. And boom, there's 1,200. I got one more thing to do. I'm going to purchase a list. And then there's an option here. I'm going to say remove duplicate property owner mailing addresses. And now I have 782 different addresses of owners that have purchased a property in Memphis County in the last 6 months from outside of the state. Is that cool? And you can do the same thing in Propstream. Let me just kind of clear all of my filters here. And let's do Shelby County, Tennessee. Filter. I'm going to do owner occupied. No. Oh, there's one other thing I want to show you in Propstream. Remind me. Don't let me forget. Let's do just single families, let's say. Or you can do multifamily 2 to 4 as well. And then I'm going to do ownership info. They own, let's just say, at least 5 properties. They purchased a property in the last 6 months. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 since February 1. And then right here, absentee owner location, out of state. Now I have owner-occupieds, no, single-family, multifamilies. They bought something after February 1. They own 5 or more properties, and they live outside of the state. If you wanted to narrow it down even more, you could say owner type corporate only. There's 342. Now, if you were to, you add that, you select all of them here. You can add it to a list, and you can remove the duplicates, the owners that own multiple properties in that area. That's really cool. Okay, one more thing I just remembered here in Propstream. That's really cool. Let's say, again, we're in St. Louis County, Missouri. You're not going to get a ton of them this way, but there is a filter here for flippers right here. If I click flippers, And then if you wanted, you could go property type single families only. All right, what did I do here? What is this? There are 503 properties where Propstream has gone in to see what are the properties where an investor purchased it recently and then relisted it for sale on the market. Now, this is Open Door. This is a big hedge fund out of Arizona, but this is a property that's currently right now active on the MLS. So this is a investor that's trying to sell a property. This is somebody, another Open Door. They're selling a lot of their deals here in. They used to rent these things out. Now they're selling them, right? So these are investors that have recently put properties on the MLS. Here's Everest LLC. They've owned this property for 4 years. And if you look at the photos, these are recent rehabs. So all of that work I did at the beginning, showing you again how to find rehabs on the MLS. You could do it real quickly right in Propstream, propstreamjoe.com. Where you can find these properties that have been recently rehabbed. And in here also, you can see who the owner is. This is an owner that lives in Reno, Nevada. They just purchased this property and they fixed it up. Looks a lot nicer on the inside than it does on the outside. But you can go here to MLS details, and guess what? You can scroll down and find the agent information. See who the agent is, their email, phone numbers, all that good stuff. See who the owner is. You can contact the agents. You can contact the owners and get your properties sold. All right, so that's all I got, guys. Appreciate you. We'll see you. Bye-bye. Hey, guys, thank you so much for watching these videos. If you like my channel at all, please hit the subscribe button. Get the notification bell thing clicked so you can get notified when new videos come out. Really appreciate it. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Comment down below, all right? Thank you.